It will control cost. It will get at the cost containment objectives. That is the clearly stated purpose of managed care. Now, we're not proposing to serve more people with less money through iBudget. I say we haven't proposed going that extra step. We would like the legislature to fund the waiting list by giving us new dollars. But we can get the current system to where it's not chronically running deficits, so that all the new money that gets put into the system has to go to fill the holes from the year before. We can at least get out of that situation so that new money the legislature puts in our program can go to serve people who get nothing, at least nothing through our waiver system. But it is designed to control cost. It will achieve that objective. Another point, and this is perhaps a very important point, is it will reduce bureaucracy and red tape, not increase it. It's designed to reduce the influence that APD and other outside parties have in your day-to-day life and in the decisions that you make, Now, that's going to require some discipline on the part of the consumers and families, and it's going to require some soul searching, because you'll have a set budget. You'll have to make decisions within that set budget unless you have a unique circumstance that would qualify you for more of a budget. But we're not going to need to have a prior service authorization company look at every single decision you might want to make, because the control is going to come at the overall budget. We're going to have very little reason to second guess your judgment that you may need a couple more hours of companion if you're willing to do it within a budget. We will not have a reason to care. There's no reason for that prior service authorization process. Where you will see our review process will be in issues related to health and safety. So if you had something, for instance, if you have a nursing service because you have a feeding tube or a trach, we're not going to let you decide not to fund that out of your budget so you can buy more companion, because that's health and safety. If you stay in a group home, we're not going to let you decide not to pay the rest rate for your group home. But the review that we will have in place under the new system will be greatly limited compared to what you experience today. And in the process, it will reduce the red tape. It will reduce the bureaucracy that you currently experience, because so much of that is a result of all these little things that have been done over the years that have just piled on top of one another as a way to try to incrementally control the cost in the system. The PSA process itself is one of those strategies. It'll open up the types of services that you can access. So a lot of the services, and hopefully for all of you, the constantly changing rules of the game will go away. Now, I'm not saying that you'll have all the money you think you need. I can't guarantee that, but I think that if we move to a system that's stable, that's not perceived to be a runaway, we can hopefully cut back this almost annual tinkering with the service delivery system that we've seen every legislative session. It seems like there's a new service elimination. There's a proposed rate reduction. The governor vetoed one this last session. Thank you, Governor. I'm not sure that our providers could have taken that. Now, in terms of care coordination, which is one of the points made in this letter, we feel we have an approach to that in that when we reduce the amount of paperwork, your support coordinator will have more time to pay attention to you and your needs and helping you find what you need in the community and really connect with your community. So the goal here is to have your support coordinator working for you instead of us, APD. We're going to an electronic system. It's up and running and ready to go that will make our system virtually paperless. And we're going to implement that. We're going to bring it along with each area where we implement as we phase in the iBudget process. But that's going to be, I believe, a tremendous convenience for both providers, support coordinators, and also for you as consumers and family members. This automated tool will also be available to you all, so that at any point in time, you'll know what's in your service plan, how much you spent, how much you have left over, and it'll give you the ability to quickly and easily communicate any concerns you have with us. So we feel like we are taking steps to arrive at better care coordination and improving the quality of care as a result. Probably more than anything, we feel, at least I feel as a family member, and again, getting back to the nature of the services that we're managing here, and again, it's not brain surgery. It's literally somebody to give you a ride to work, or help you get out of bed, or make sure you can get to the grocery store, if that's what you need, or a group home so that you have a roof over your head. These aren't complicated things to manage. We feel that a lot of the management of the system needs to be pushed out to where the real people are. We need you to manage your care more than we need a central bureaucracy to manage your care. That's an underlying philosophy behind the iBudget, is that you all are the world's premier experts on what you need to successfully be in a community. Not just to live in a community, but to have a life in a community. We feel you're the experts, not anybody in Tallahassee. Not even the smartest person in this room, Ferrari, I don't think knows as much as you do about your situation and what you need to live successfully in the community. We feel that families and people who care about the individual and know the individual are best suited to make most of the decisions. Again, we'll have safeguards so that improper, dangerous decisions don't get made. But it puts decisions where they belong. Finally, we believe the approach promotes equity because it will truly be tied to the needs of the individual rather than how well an individual may have been able to work our system. And as I said before, this was a very open process. This was not a bill that came out in week 7 of the legislative process. It's been in place now. We've been planning this for over a year now. We planned it with help from you all and people like you, people who are similarly situated. And I'm not going to sit here and say that every one of you are going to like every detail of this, or even that every one of you is going to believe that this is the right way to do it. But one thing that I can say with absolute confidence is nothing is going to be a surprise. Nothing has to be a surprise. If it's a surprise, it's because you weren't paying attention, because it was a very open, a very public process. And I believe in that respect it will be better accepted by our community. And I'm very proud because as a community we came together. We have a lot of diverse viewpoints on what's right, what's wrong, but as a community we came together and we worked on a solution, and now we have a plan. One thing that the members of the legislature cannot say about us: we got a plan. We recognized what the issues were, and we've got a plan, and we've come to the table. And to their credit, they approved our plan, and now we're implementing it. And wouldn't it be a shame to cut that off midstream before you know whether this works or not? The last topic that I want to cover, and then we'll go to your questions, are just some questions I have and some things that you all should, as you engage and as this discussion moves forward, some things that I think we all need to be aware of and try to find answers, because I think they're important questions. First off, how many more people and how much less money are we talking about here? It'd be kind of nice to know what we're talking about. Just want to tell you, our budget back in 2007-08 for the waiver was a little over $950 million. Today, that budget is down to $805 million. Or it's down $145 million. How much lower do they want to take it? I think that's a legitimate question. And then how many more people do they then want to serve with whatever that budget's going to be? What's the goal? Is there a goal? Second question, and I've already mentioned this, but